everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Wednesday, so you know what time it is. It's time for another weekly recap of Married at First Sight. This is season 11, episode 8, and it was titled, You Can Get Out of This. So I'm just going to tell y'all, because y'all know I always let y'all know how I felt about the episode. I felt like the episode was kind of meh. It was interesting. It had some good points. It showed them with their friends and stuff like that, and everybody kind of meeting each other's friends again since the wedding, because I think for the most part, everybody who came to their house was at their wedding. So it was kind of just seeing them again, but in their own, it's not, well, I guess you could say their own atmosphere, because it's now their new apartment. So just to kind of see them outside of the wedding and, you know, like a couple weeks later and seeing how, you know, everything is gelling with each other and stuff like that. So that's primarily what this episode was about, them having a housewarming and meeting each other's friends, and you know how the friends like to, you know, talk to them individually and see how they're going. So that's basically what the episode was about. I feel as though it was a filler episode because they don't really have a lot of episodes because of COVID, or from what I know they don't, or from what I've heard I should say, because I don't know these people. So from what I've heard, they don't have a lot of episodes. So I really feel like this one was kind of a filler because of the way it was stretched out. But I mean, it was interesting. We got to see some interesting things, especially with Christina and Henry. So let me just jump into it. I wrote my notes the way the show was going. That wasn't my plan, but that's how I'm gonna read it off. So yeah, here we go. So it opens up with, we see Christina. She's, you know, getting like little tchotchkes and stuff like that, putting up pictures, decorating, you know, trying to get the place together, making it kind of like their home, since they'll be living there for the next, 6 weeks. Then we saw Woody and Amani brushing their teeth. We saw Karen and Miles. Child, they talking about making up the bed. I guess he just kind of threw the covers on the bed somehow, because she was like, you made up the bed? He was like, yeah. He was like, would you want to make up the bed? She was like, yeah, if I make up the bed, I won't have to question if it was made up or whatever. So they had like some cute little thing. And then Amelia and Bennett, they had like some cute moments sharing breakfast and stuff. And then we see Brett, he looks like he's going off to work. And Olivia, she's going off to meet her friend. So we pick up, the first couple was Olivia and Brett. Like I said, Olivia is at breakfast with a friend. They're cheering, you know, chatting it up and stuff like that. The friend is asking like what's been going on. How was the honeymoon, you know, stuff like that, just kind of catching up. And Olivia was saying like the first 4 days it went fine and stuff. Then they had like their first spat, and she was telling her about how they were rating each other, and how Brett got in his feelings because she rated their marriage, not him, but their marriage, like a 7.5. And the friend was like, well, how did y'all handle it? And she was like, we just communicated and, you know, talked about it and stuff like that. And the friend agrees on how they did it and stuff. Olivia is basically saying that she's taking one step at a time. Her feelings was really like hurt about the whole budget thing. So she brings up the budget, and she was saying like he made it seem like she just don't know what to do with her money. Like she just felt spending it frivolously out here and not without a care in the world and stuff like that. And she was saying like she works hard for her money, and basically she don't want to be told how to spend her money or whatever like that. So that's what she was telling her friend. And her friend was like, well, have you spoken to him about that? And she was like, no. She was like, well, I think you need to let him know. Like, that's the issue or whatever. So they talked about that. I feel what she's saying. However, they still need to kind of communicate. And when they make kind of big decisions or big purchases and stuff like that, they kind of got to communicate about stuff like that. And if she gives herself an allowance, then maybe it'll be a little bit better. But I don't know, this whole financial thing, I mean, it seemed like later on, I'm gonna get into it, they kind of are moving along, but then again, another scene said otherwise. So I don't know. We see Brett, he with one of his friends. It looked like he met up with him after work or whatever. They're just chatting about the honeymoon. The friend is asking, you know, like how everything went. Brett is kind of like not really going into great detail, or from what we saw on camera, he really wasn't going into great detail about, you know, certain situations and stuff. He was kind of just like making it seem like it was okay, but it had like its, little hiccups and stuff like that, but he wasn't really going into detail. And I kind of like that because I guess he don't want to put his friend into the mix too much where his friend is kind of feeling swayed one way or the other, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was trying to do. I don't really know. But anyway, he told about how the meeting was with Pastor Kyle, and he said like Pastor Kyle kind of stirred the pot, which he did. Somebody said, I think in some comment, I don't know whose thing I was reading, but they were saying like Pastor Kyle, and I don't even know if it was in my comments, Pastor Kyle started some fires and then kind of walked away. But basically that's what he did, especially with them. So he was saying like, well, so the friend was asking like, were these things that you think that you could kind of work with, or did you think they were kind of like, these are red flags? And Brett was like, So he feels as though some of the stuff that transpired during that conversation were a lot of red flags and stuff. And he was saying like, she don't prioritize her money. And I was like, oh, Brett, don't talk bad about the girl like that. And he was saying like, what did he say? Oh, because then he had to school the guy about, because the guy was like, oh, well, she's a nurse. And he was like, no, nurse practitioner. And he was like, well, what is that? And so Brett was like, well, I didn't even know. I was like, well, how is it 2020 and people still don't know what a damn nurse practitioner is? So it just baffles me. But they know what a physician assistant is. Like, what? Like, I don't understand it, but whatever. I got off track because that irritates me. But, anyway, what was shit? I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my God. Oh, so he was saying like the nurse practitioner is somebody who can write prescriptions and stuff. So the friend was like, oh, okay. So he was like, oh yeah, so she making way more than you and stuff like that. And Brett still acts like he don't have a problem with it, but I feel like he got a problem with it because he just keep bringing it up all the time. And then he was saying like she wants to take trips and spend her money on QVC. And instead of retiring and paying off the house. And the friend was like, well, maybe she's just kind of living in the moment and having fun while you can and stuff. And he was like, well, you know what's fun? Watching your net worth grow. I was like, Brett, you can do both. Like, why does he have a problem with that? I don't understand. I don't understand what his problem is with that. Like, you can do both. You can put money in retirement. You can watch your money grow in stocks and all that other stuff. You can still go on trips. You can still do all of these things, Brett. Just come on now, Brett. Amani and Woody, then we see Amani and Woody, they getting up, making breakfast and stuff. He done made her some mimosas. He done pulled some flowers out the refrigerator. She loving her husband. They loving each other. I love the way they look at each other all romantically and stuff. And then like you could just see like the love. Like if they were emojis, you could just see like the hearts just going to each other. Like for real. Like that's the chemistry they have and stuff like that. And they just, really, nothing was wrong. It's nothing like, it's nothing. Ain't nothing. But in that scene, there was nothing. Like, legit. Another happy couple, Amelia and Bennett. They were both meeting friends. So he was meeting a friend, like in the park or somewhere. I think her friend came to the apartment or whatever. And they were kind of both sets was kind of talking about the wedding and stuff like that. And he said that he wants his friends to know how he's feeling about Amelia. So he is head over heels. He wants everybody to know how he's feeling. I love it. He was saying they stay up all night, just talking, getting to know each other. The girl asked like what Amelia does for a living. He said a doctor. She was like, oh wow, because that's very different from our circle of friends and stuff. Because I don't know, but I know he has like a million jobs and it's nothing real like solid or whatever. And she was telling her friend that he has mobile jobs and he has like a tiny house that he built. Like she just loves him. He loves her. She was saying like, because the friend was like, well, he has a lot of mobile jobs. That's good because you're about to be moving soon. Like, how does he feel about that? And she was like, I don't know. Because he has like a large web of friends here. He has his house. He has this and that. And she was like, I don't know for real, like, how, he's really feeling about that. he was telling a friend, like, because he told her, like, you know, she's trying to move soon for her residency. Child, I still can't get it. I cannot say that word. Oh God, you know how you just have like one or two words you just cannot get out your mouth, right? That's mine. But anyway, she was like, so how do you feel about that? He was like, well, I'm willing to travel with her. I'm willing to go with her. I was like, wow. So he is open to moving with her, which is good, because last week it seemed like it was going to be an issue, and then at the honeymoon, I'm not sure which day, it seemed like it was going to be an issue, but now he's telling a friend like he's open to moving with her because he is that much committed to her and stuff like that. So I was like, this is just freaking awesome. The friend was like, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about you moving somewhere with someone that you just met, and like how you're just gonna pick up and move and stuff, because I don't want you to leave and stuff. And he was like, well, he's not really thinking about it right now because it's a tough decision. But and then the friend asked him, was it like an adventure? Is this one of Bennett's like a Bennett adventure, or something that he's committed to, or whatever? So I don't think we got the answer to that, because they went to a commercial and I don't think they came back. Let me see. Yeah, because the friend, he said that she has to make the decision in 2.5 weeks. That's when she'll find out where she's moving to or whatever. So hopefully she gets to stay in Louisiana. Who knows? Because somebody said they got married February 14th. And we know stuff started shutting down like March or something like that. So maybe she'll get to stay in Louisiana and he won't have to make the decision. But if he does make this decision, like the friend can't call him up on the phone or video him or something, like, girl, he's not dying. He's just moving away. Anyway, we had Karen and Miles. So their little sign was cute. It said Black Joy Lives Here. They were kind of talking. She got her nails done and stuff. And he was, letting her know that she looked good and stuff like that. And he says he wants to know like how she's feeling and stuff. And he was telling her like words of affirmation mean a lot. No, I think he was telling us, words of affirmation mean a lot to him or whatever. That's one of his love languages basically. And, then he did tell her like he wants to be told that he's looking good. Like like he's doing something good, like she loves the way he looks, so because she ain't gonna say she love him right now, but like loves his haircut, loves his like something, like he wants to hear those words of affirmation. It was like, you don't gotta gas me up, but just here and there, just let me know and stuff. And she was saying like she has a hard time doing stuff like that, and it's something that she's trying to work on, because she said she not the type to be like, oh my God, you looking good or whatever. And I'm just like, that's not real hard to say, but I understand some people can't do that. They might do it a different way or something like that, and that's fine. As long as she kind of acknowledges that that's what he needs to, thrive or function or whatever, and she complies to it or whatever, which I don't see that she wouldn't, because she did say after he told her, she did say, oh, I like your haircut. I like something else she said that she liked about him, and he was like, oh, thank you or whatever. So she did kind of acknowledge it and did what he asked her to do. So hopefully she'll continue to do that. What else? She said that she appreciates him being patient and understanding. She was saying like she's open to him kissing her. I think she was telling us the camera, one-on-one. But since he's not pushy or anything like that, because he's being a perfect gentleman and stuff and not advancing to her, she's going to let it ride until, I guess, I don't know, because she just said she's just gonna let it ride basically until she can't no more basically. So she said, what did she say to him? She said, oh, if you give me a kiss, I'm not gonna be screaming like, oh no, he kissing me, oh my God, left like that. And he was like, well, I don't know. But she was like, no, I'm not gonna do nothing like that. But she said she said she knows that she's not that affectionate. She knows she needs to work on it. So I was like, okay, this is a different Karen, and it seems like she wants to do stuff or wants to move forward and get out her own head. So hopefully she will. And he was saying like, well, yeah, it's been like 2 weeks since we kissed or whatever like that. And he was like, I've been good and stuff. I've been on my best behavior. Like, he was making jokes or whatever. But you could tell, like, he was for real. That was, like, serious. And he was like, he was like, I got CarMax on my lips. They right here and available. She still ain't kissed this man. I said, are you serious? Girl, why you just say move over and get this man a kiss? His lip gloss was popping. Like, you just, she still ain't give him no kiss. So I was just like, girl. Anyway, we see Christina and Henry. They're putting up like little pictures and stuff like that. What else? What did he say? Oh, he said he did marry at first sight because he always saw himself with someone or whatever. And he was saying like it's going to take time. Communication is key. And then they were talking about the upcoming party for the housewarming and stuff. And then it was dry. I was like, oh, Lord. And then Christina was like in scene or whatever like that. I probably would have did some same crap like that too. Because I'm just ignorant sometimes. So I probably would have did that too. Like, it just be... Because I do be doing stuff like that. But, yeah. It was just like dry and stuff. So the producers was like, I feel like you're getting stressed out. And she was like, well, I thought this was supposed to be something short. And it was like, well, it is something short. And it was like, it's about 15 minutes and stuff. And so then Henry was just like, well, I think it will be a good time or whatever. And so Christina was just like, all right, whatever, I guess. So, I mean, they pretended like they ain't even talked to the producers and the cameramen and stuff. And I was like, okay, that was awkward. But she went in her phone or something. I guess they sent the list of games they were supposed to play. And she was like, well, we're not playing musical chairs. We're not 4 years old. We're not doing this. And she was like, why can't you do this or something like that? Why can't you be more, do more, basically? Like, I'm doing everything. She said something about she doing grocery shopping and he didn't acknowledge it or thank her or something like that, to that effect. And then he was like, well, I did say thank you. She was like, well, I didn't hear you say thank you or nothing like that. And then they kind of went back and forth. And then he brought up, well, did you say thank you for that taco meal? No. Did you say taco meal? Tex whatever meal. Was it Mexican? I think I wrote it down. Whatever meal it was, y'all. It was $70. I don't know what it was. But it was $70 for some meal, then $70 for some catered meal, and all. Like, it was, they was just going back and forth. And I was like, but if y'all married, shouldn't y'all share those things anyway? I just don't, what? So they was kind of going back and forth. And then he said something about, he was just saying like, you're impatient. And then she was like, so you think you haven't been impatient or whatever? And he was like, well, I know I'm not perfect in this situation or whatever like that. And he was like, I haven't been impatient. I've been more frustrated and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm doing things I don't care to do. And my friends are asking me what the hell I'm doing and stuff. And she was like, well, what the hell are you doing? And he was like, cause she was like, well, you can get out of this or whatever. And he was like, well, I don't want to get out of this. And he was saying something about her attitude. And she was like, well, you don't think you have an attitude? And he said, no, I haven't been perfect or something again. And then she said something. I think she said, can you tell me how I had an attitude or something like that? And he was like, we don't got enough time. I said, oh, oh, okay, Harry, you better. That's all. I was just like, oh, snap. So, then she asked him why he didn't have eye contact. And he was like, well, you can talk to Dr. Pepper. Already said that I have a condition or something like that I'm working on. So that's something else I need to work on. And you can just tell he's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable in front of the cameras. He's uncomfortable in the marriage. He's just uncomfortable. And he has like an uncomfortable tick. Like you'll see him do this or move his face or his eye will twitch or something like that. So he's uncomfortable. He probably has like an anxiety disorder or something like that. I don't know. I'm not trying to diagnose this man, but he's just uncomfortable, period. So he's trying to get out of his shell by doing different things. And I guess this was one of the ways to come out of his shell and to show like, I don't have to be in this shell anymore. But I'm like, you could have picked a different way to do this, because I don't know. But you can see where if the cameras weren't there, he probably would be different. not so guarded, but I mean, he would still be kind of guarded, because it's even his friends was like, it took him a while to kind of let his guard down and stuff like that. But I think the cameras make it more uncomfortable. And then this is a stranger, and then it's like a whole different environment. So I don't know, but they was just like butting heads, like boom, boom. But he said he didn't want to get out of it. So I was just like, okay. And then it was kind of like nothing. They didn't really talk anymore. Then the next scene, we saw the girls and the guys meet up. It was, the girls had like lunch and some drinks, and the guys was playing pool and, you know, drinking and stuff like that. Miles, of course, was asking the guys how they were feeling. Bennett said they had like a different taste in music. That was like their big hiccup, child. Henry was like, they're clearly on some different playing field, but it makes sense. So, like, he's like, they don't even have no issues, basically. Amani was saying how she missed the girls. Amelia was saying, like, they had the issues about moving, or with moving and stuff like that. So she's worried about Bennett not being... Bennett not wanting to move with her and stuff like that. Child, why Christina played Henry dang on house? Talking about, well, he got like a small house too, you can say. I was just like, oh God. Does she know he gonna probably watch this show back, and all the side conversations and the sarcastic stuff that the digs she be giving this man, he gonna see? I'm like, ooh, that is not gonna work. Amelia brought up that, like I said, that Bennett had a small, not Amani, Amelia. I said Amelia. Amelia brought up that, what's his name? Bennett built a small house. It was like, oh, just like the Notebook. You got a Noah and whatever. Olivia brought up the issues about her budgeting. And again, like I said, she was in her feelings. And Amani was not feeling what Brett was basically saying, like, oh, so he's just saying you haphazardly spending your money. She do not care for Brett. Then what else? On the boys' side, they were saying, like, oh, Brett brought up the whole budget thing and how he likes to save for retirement and stuff. And child, did y'all hear what he said, that she can't go to 5-star hotels, so she gonna have to go to 3s and 2s? Who did what? I was like, who doing that? Ain't nobody staying in no Roach Motel, Brett. Like, get it together. Woody was like, yeah, no, like, you gonna have to get over it. Like, y'all gonna have to compromise, and you gonna have to get over that she make more money than you. He said it to the cameras. I wish he would have said it to Brett, because Brett need to hear that. He need to get out his head. Like, god dang. He keep acting like he not affected, but you really are. What else, child? And Henry was saying, like, he's just taking things every day. Child, he said that he told what's the girl name, Christina, she was high maintenance. The guys was like, what? You didn't. No, you didn't. Like, they was in disbelief. I was like, ooh, child, they ain't show that one on camera, but they did show that he did say she was impatient, but not high maintenance. I want to know how she reacted when he said high maintenance. And if did, no, I don't remember that one. And what else? Christina told them about the first argument and stuff, and she said she was scared that she's always like a planner, like she's always planning stuff, and like he's not taking charge, or he's not taking the initiative and stuff like that. And she said if he doesn't, it's going to be a deal breaker. And I'm like, Henry is not going to do this. Henry is not going to take the lead on this. And she was saying, like, she keeps telling them, but he not doing it and stuff. And then Henry was like, because Miles was saying, like, oh, what was it? The thing that was, yeah, because, let me see. Amani was telling Christina that she needed to just state her feelings and stuff like that. Henry is into her, but he just don't know how to show it and stuff like that. And then Karen walked away with Amelia, and they had like a little side conversation. And then we found out that her and Miles finally did do like a little peck, a little kiss or whatever. It was probably like 5 seconds. But child, it was a kiss. I said, praise God, it's about time. And then she was like, are you happy now? Or something. She said, I said, no, that's not how you... But he said he was happy. We know Miles going to take whatever, child. And then Miles was, of course, on the guy's side, all excited that they cuddling, they doing kissing. And tickle and feed and all this other stuff. They asked Henry, and he was like, well, we're very, 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 very different. So he said, and he was telling them that she keeps saying like, she needs him to be more aggressive and stuff. And then Woody was like, what do that mean? I mean, maybe she just wants you to knock her socks off, man. And you could tell Henry was so uncomfortable. He was so uncomfortable, child. If he could go dig a hole and stick his head in it, he would have. He was so uncomfortable. Then we see Brett. They finished that scene. Then we see Brett. They back at the house, child. He cooking steak and asparagus for Olivia. And then they sat down and started talking about the budgeting. So she really knew like what, this cost, that cost, and her budget and stuff. So she budgets, but she just not like on his level type thing. And the thing that kind of was stuck out in this one was her eating out was $500 a month. And he was like, well, maybe we need to just kind of tone that down and stuff like that. Maybe do it like 3 something or something. So it looked like they was compromising. And she did agree to it or whatever. And she said, well, you cooking like this, I might not have to eat out as much. So I thought that was a good moment between them two. And then they were talking about doing cheap alternative things like going to the zoo, going bowling, stuff like that. So I really like that scene. Then it was day 14, and it's basically the housewarming parties or whatever. So every couple is cooking for their guests. For the most part, I think everybody except for Amelia and Bennett did tacos. I'm trying to think what Olivia and Brett did. Did they do tacos? I think they did tacos too. So I think everybody pretty much did tacos. The first house we went to was Christina and oh Lord, I can't think his name. Henry. Jesus. So they did they cook tacos? I think they cooked tacos too. I could be wrong. If I am, y'all gonna let me know. But Kristen, she was kind of Then is Kristen the one that says she dated him and then he was a bore, so she dumped him or whatever and asked for the friend? She was the one, right? So she was kind of like, she gotta read Christina again because she was kind of standoffish. Remember, at the wedding, she said she was not going to respect their marriage or whatever like that, or their relationship or something like that. So she was kind of annoying. She didn't really want to drink. She just wanted some water and stuff. They was taking tequila shots out of the teacups and whatnot. Then they was playing a game to get to know each other. And it was like different random questions, but most of the questions was related to sex. Chris, her friend, he was livening up the party because he was funny. Like, he was funny. He was like, what did he say? Would you like 5 minutes or 5 hours of sex or something? And he was like, well, if I could have 5 minutes over and over and over again, I'd be great. Because that long sex be just too much. I was cracking up. Because that was just the way he said it. Like, he livened the party up, child. Like I said, they was kind of doing their little questions, pulling out the questions and stuff like that. Then they kind of went into like separate groups. So Henry, I think he was over there mostly with her friends. And like I said, this older couple, I guess that was her friends too. And then Christina was over there with Henry's friends. So Henry's friends is basically telling her, and it was mostly Kristen talking. And she was saying like that's Henry, basically. She was saying it takes him a while to kind of open up. She said when they first met or whatever, he was a bore or he was a buzzkill or something, she said. And then her sister died, I think like 2 years ago, I want to say. And she said that he was there for her. He was very affectionate. He was, he helped her out of the hole that she was in, basically. And so Christina was like, really like, oh, wow, thank you for telling me that. And on Henry's side, Chris was basically asking him a lot of questions like, how did you feel about Christina? And he said that she looked pretty. He liked her and stuff like that. What else? He was saying, Christina was saying like they need to dig deeper and show signs of affection. She has never been an initiator. Christina was saying she never been an initiator. Well, she already know. But I think she said, and she also said that she needed to flip the switch and get out of her head because in her past relationships, it was different. So she needed to flip the switch. Chris was basically saying like, y'all are snooze fest and y'all taking time and y'all moving too slow. Like, it's been 2 weeks. Y'all married. Y'all ain't kiss. Y'all ain't hold no hands. Like, what's going on? Like, what's tea? Like, tell me. I was like, Chris, go ahead. So, What else, child? The dad was, I don't know if it was the dad. I don't know. I'm going to just say the older gentleman told Henry that Christina told him that she wants somebody to take lead. So, I don't know. Because Christina been telling Henry, but I don't think Henry going to get it because Henry, that's not Henry. That's just not Henry. So, it's just not Henry. So, at any rate, that was pretty much it for them. Amani and Woody. And child, it was so funny when Woody was all confused over that sign because it was like what was it? Taco about a housewarming or something like that. It was real cute because they was making tacos. And he was like, I don't get it. So, I was like, Woody, go back over there and cook. But everybody arriving at the party and stuff like that. The friends was joning him because they was giving him no credit for the food or whatever. But Amani had his back. She was like, don't be talking to my husband like that. I got your back, baby. I got your back. I can talk about you. They can't talk about you. So that was cute. You know them too. They real cute and stuff. They play I have never ever. What's the game called, y'all? Never Have I Ever. Yeah, Never Have I Ever. And so their rules was Amani put up 5 fingers. I'm about to call that man Chris. Woody put up 5 fingers. And so whoever dropped all their fingers or whatever lost, basically. So Woody, the first question, Woody was out the game. I said, Lord. So Woody lost. So if she won, she got a massage. If he would have won, it would have been a spa date. She won. So she was like, I will be expecting my body massage soon. Thank you very much. So it was cute. And the sister, they went separate ways. So I think it was all guys. Yeah. Woody took the guys outside. Amani took the girls inside the bedroom and stuff. And the sister was like, I was kind of afraid that Woody wouldn't be ready for a relationship because of single Woody. It's just like kind of, he's just free. If I call him at 8, 9 o'clock, we meet up and stuff like that. And she was like, but seeing y'all two together, I'm convinced. Like, I approve of this or whatever. And the fellas, they approved basically Amani. Of course, I don't think Amani had told the girls that she had sex with Woody, but Woody did tell the guys. And why was he down to the hour, 98 hours? I was like, who was counting that? Like, that kind of turned me off a little bit, but I still like Woody. And I still like their chemistry. I like their romance. I love the way he looks at her. Like when they was at the party and he was just like staring up at her, like you could just see the love all in his face. So I really love that. I love them too. Like, I have nothing bad to say basically about them, but that did kind of turn me off a little bit because I was like, well, damn, you was counting down the hours. Karen and Miles, they cooking and stuff. The friends are arriving. One of her friends was like, you want to show me around? And she was asking Karen, and Karen was like, oh no, I'm gonna let him show you around so they can talk or whatever. So the friend was asking Miles like, cause I guess I don't know what Karen does, but she works in the medical field, and he said that when she gets home, she's tired, so he's cleaning, cooking, being Miles, basically being Miles, being Karen, being a little teddy bear Miles, rubbing her feet, probably giving her a little massage, running her bath water, he doing Miles type stuff. And so he was saying like she is good at communicating her needs and stuff. And the friend was like, what is this, professional Karen or just Kay? And he was like, well, it's still kind of professional Karen. And she was like, well, you got to kind of get her out of that shell, get her out of that bubble and stuff like that. And she was telling him that Karen likes to be submissive or whatever. So she wants someone to take charge. Miles, I think he has it in him a little bit, but he's so like loving and caring. He's not going to want to make her feel like he's demanding something or whatever like that. So I don't see him being that aggressive person that Karen strives for, I want to say, but he will give her whatever she wants and stuff like that. And so it was sometime during the party, the sister was talking to Karen, and the sister was saying like Miles is a giver, he's caring and stuff like that. And Karen was saying like she's ready to see Miles go back to work so she can see like what he's like then, and how he is he always this caring, is he always this. And the sister was like, yeah, that's basically Miles, like that's Miles or whatever. And I'm like, girl, what is you expecting him to just like blow up or something? I don't know what she's expecting him to be. And so the sister was saying like, she's still on the fence about Karen because she doesn't know if she is the one for Miles, because like I said, Miles is going to give. She said that Miles is a giver and Miles is going to do whatever it takes for someone to be happy and stuff like that. But is Karen the one or whatever? Because he's going to give. And Karen had told the sister, before the sister had said all that she told Miles to give her a chance to give, because Karen said that she's a giver too. And because Miles just gives and is so attentive, he's not giving her the opportunity to give to him. And I can see that or whatever like that. So, I mean, she just got to prove herself pretty much. He was saying like he loves her, but he ain't saying it in all those words, but he was basically like, at midnight she cooked some fried fish and green beans and mashed potatoes, and they was like, what? So I think it was his sister, and I guess that was her husband, and she was like, shh, be quiet now, you gonna mess it up for everybody. Whatever. She was like, I know I ain't getting up at midnight frying no fish. Or whatever. So then they played Truth or Dare, and that's how Karen ended up on his lap, and that's how Karen gave him a kiss. I said, oh, okay. I wish it would have just been organic and not so much the game, her giving him a kiss. And then even when it was the game, she was kind of like questioning, was that the option on the card or whatever like that. She was like, let me see the card. Do it really say give a kiss? So I was just like, girl, you should just puckered up. I wouldn't even ask. Give me them lips. Give me them lips or whatever. And y'all, let me tell y'all is funny in them comments talking about, just send them over here to me. Here in New Orleans, y'all. I'm sure he will not be hard to find once this show is over. I wish y'all luck, okay? Because it's going to be a long line after Miles, okay? Anyway, let's get back to the show. Brett and Olivia, they cooking and stuff like that. The friends arrived. They were playing Jenga and stuff. It looked like Brett was kind of getting toasted. He drowned that beer bottle back. And I was like, why the camera people had to show that? Like he was about to get wasted. But anyway, they was just chatting, having conversations about which would you rather do, starfish or doggy style. Olivia said doggy style. I don't know what a starfish is or whatever, but I guess that's just you just laying there like a starfish. That's dry. But anyway, she went off to the room to talk to the girlfriend that she went out to breakfast with. And she was just saying like how they're different. Like she's quiet, he's loud. And she was saying like the interaction with the friends tell a whole lot. And she wants to go out and experience more stuff with him. She said she got married so she could have a travel buddy, a person to experience stuff with. And she don't want to stay in the house with the cats all the time. I was like, like you're not going to be doing something 24/7. Like sometimes you're going to be in the house chilling. Olivia like, girl, chill, get to know Brett or whatever. But she's saying she want to get more excitement and stuff, and she don't know if he's going to be able to afford her lifestyle and all this other stuff, child. And the friend was like, girl, breathe, like take a minute, like y'all, it's just been 2 weeks. It's going to take some time. I was like, I like this friend. And then Amelia and Bennett, what, child, there really wasn't nothing to say about them. They had the friends come over, and of course, in Amelia and Bennett style, I think they had lo mein. They didn't have tacos. They had lo mein. I don't know if they made it or ordered it out, but they had lo mein, and they wanted their friends to give to the house, or be a part of the house, I should say. So they had them paint like a mural, and it was eccentric. It was random stuff, but it was like the river and some glitter, some little baubles, some feathers. It was cute for them. They liked it. All the friends got along. Bennett said he can see being with her long term, and he can be himself. He doesn't have to be, like fake and phony in the beginning of the relationship to build up the stuff. He said he is just all in, like he's committed, like he can just be himself. And then she in reverse, because the guy he was talking to was one of her friends. So then the guy went in there and was just like, I feel like this is real. I love that friend's accent. I don't know where he was from, but I loved his accent. And he was saying like, I'm tripping, but I really feel like this is real. He was happy for her. So everybody was happy. They later on talked about the housewarming and how everybody got along and stuff like. I mean, Amelia and Bennett. It's nothing. What is wrong? Like, everybody should be matched like this. Even her friend said, like, maybe everybody should just go to the experts. Maybe it's all about math and science, and we just gotta link up. I don't know. And then the last scene, child. I said they saved this for the last, but Christina and Henry. So what was they doing? They was cooking or whatever. She was just like, they ain't got no butter, they ain't got no aluminum foil. Even though she went grocery shopping, she can't remember all the stuff, and she's struggling with the stove. She asked him about childhood memories, and he was like, well, me and my brother argued a lot or whatever. And she was like, well, that's all you really want to tell me. But then in turn, when he asked her about the favorite meal your mom cooks, she was like, I don't know. I'm going to have to pass on it. I don't know if she was just trying to be like tit for tat or whatever like that, or she really just couldn't decide. But it's like, you can't just pick a meal, girl, but whatever. And then she was just like, they was eating. So it was quiet. They eating dinner or whatever. So I guess she got frustrated because they wasn't having a conversation while they were eating or whatever. So she asked the producers, is there like a list of questions they have and stuff? And she like, look, you need to give me something, because I feel like this is ingenuine. I mean, not ingenuine. This is not genuine. What did she say? Yeah, she said this is not genuine. And she just started up again. Like, it was just like deja vu from like what, day 12, 13, whatever. It was just like the whole same conversation and stuff. So then he started getting frustrated. She went over to pee and stuff, and she like, look, basically I need you to help me out. We need to have some kind of type of dialogue. I need to stop just being the one initiating stuff and all this other crap. He was just like, all right, so I'm gonna take a minute and I'll be back type thing. But then she was just like, all right, whatever. So then he left, and then in the hallway, it sounded like he was just like, I don't really care, I'm effing done or whatever. And then it kind of went off. I was like, this is a hot mess, child. This is a mess. A messy mess. I don't know what to do about Christina and Henry, child. I don't know. But it looked like next week he was still there, so I gather they trying to make it work. I don't know what y'all think about Christina and Henry, Amelia and Bennett, Amani and Woody, Miles and Karen. Y'all think Karen is getting a little bit better? Did she redeem herself from last week or from the honey? Was that? No. The last week wasn't the end of the honeymoon. No, so then the other week when she said that him being depressed was a red flag, I'm still not really feeling her about what she said about that. But did she redeem herself in your eyes? Y'all let me know. And then who else? I missed somebody, child. Olivia and Brett. So what y'all feel about them? Because Olivia, she just, I don't know, she's getting on my nerves a little bit. But y'all let me know how y'all felt about the episode. I think I said all the couples. Yeah, if I left somebody out, y'all just let me know how y'all felt about them too. All right, y'all, I finished talking for tonight. Y'all let me know how y'all felt about the episode down there in them comments, which I know y'all will. I love the dialogue. I just want to let y'all know I love all the comments. I love all the dialogue. Even if y'all disagree with me or agree with me, I love it. Like, continue to talk to each other. Continue to talk to me. I will talk back. Continue to share if you have any friends who watch this show. If you are watching this review and you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.